hot, boy.
Let's game it! Game it! Let's go, boys!
I'm mixing it all.
All right.
Let's go hot, boy.
Let's game it!
This is Ray Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with us with Dallas Cowboy Scout.
Appreciate
My
it.
man West Coast from this buck.
Thank you for watching West Coast.
Shout out West Coast Cowboys. You know, it's always love over here. Raider, Cowboy, always a Cowboy.
Did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and we are live in the building, man. How are y'all doing this great evening? Y'all thought we was not gonna get on here? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Hey, slap yourself to that person that was like, it's 6 o'clock and West Coast is not on live. Well, it's all good, man. I got 6 kids, man. Give your boy a break, man. But I'm here though, and I got my Cowboy cousin. So what's up with you, man?
Hey, what's up, my man?
Oh, I'm
How
good.
are you, West Coast?
I am
love
doing.
your hat.
Oh, I am doing great on this illustrious night.
Yes. Your hat is quite awesome, sir.
Oh, this one, this old thing.
Yes, it's quality. It's quality. Coming from a hat connoisseur myself, I just sampled my Grey Poupon, so I'm feeling quite.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I have breaded my comforts many of times over once or twice with this hat right here. I love the way the brim sits out there. I'm not going to lie. Every time I always get one or two weird looks, but then I look at them and it's one of those looks like, man, I would have bought that hat if I'd have saw it. I know you would.
They accept your swag.
They accept my swag. You know what? I think I'm going to have to do this right here because I don't think you guys are really getting the full totality of the hat. There you go. There you go. Like, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Hey, man, this hat about as clean as these Dallas Cowboys being 2-0, man. It's some crazy stuff. It's some wacky stuff that didn't happen in the football nation today, man. And I just felt that, we would not be doing the Scouts a service, man. The serious Cowboy fans out there in Cover Truth. We feel like we would not be doing you guys a great service if we did not get on here and get live. So I'm up here talking to my Cowboy cousin. You know that Cowboy cousin that always talking about the goddamn Cowboys. He don't never stop talking about the Cowboys. I'm talking to my Cowboy cousin, Boss Cowboy, and he like, man, start it up. So we here, man. So, hey, we're going to start this thing off real nice. We're going to talk about something that is kind of preposterous. But I'm really big on my words tonight, Boss Cowboy. You be real proud of me. Something kind of crazy, but it's something kind of doable. Man, Jalen Ramsey then went and told his agent, man, get me the HE double hockey sticks out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. And I do remember a time. I remember a time when Jalen Ramsey was a soon-to-be draft pick. And he said that he grew up a Dallas Cowboy fan and he just loved the Cowboys and that it was America's team and that's how he always knew it and that's how it always was. Then some crazy stuff happened and he said, I'll never play for the Cowboys as long as Jerry Jones is the owner. But now he's free. I mean, he ain't free, but he want to be free. He want to be he like taco free. He kind of free, 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in the door. But I want to know, Boss Cowboy, man, I dropped a video on Instagram, it's this new platform. It just came out a couple weeks ago. I just dropped a video on Instagram, if you want to check that out. My thoughts on it. Before I give my thoughts, I want to be courteous. Boss Cowboy, what are your thoughts on the possibility of the Dallas Cowboys even entertaining the thought of bringing in one Jalen Ramsey?
Hold on, let me count the words. 4 words. Not going to happen.
No, I mean, but god dang, man, we couldn't jump into the Magic School Bus for like 30 seconds and just imagine it.
We could play with it, but I mean, right now I'm in my Will McClay mind state, right, to where I don't get excited over great players anymore because they have to fit our politics and they have to fit, the personality, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm thinking like Will McClay, that would be a no because of his outgoing, brash personality. Now, under Jimmy Johnson, he would have absolutely been an easy yes, right? Easy yes. Because, he's a Florida boy, and Jimmy Johnson was great with those Florida guys, with those real boisterous, Micah Irvin, over the top, type of personalities. You know, those guys that talk a big game but can back it up, but that don't fit Gary. You know, like, you know, guys with real big personalities here, to me, they get ran off. They just don't work. But in terms of a talent, I mean, absolutely. Is he worth the first?
Heck yeah, he worth.
Absolutely.
Hey, he damn near worth a Khalil Mack deal, to be honest with you. Like, there's some, like, Khalil Mack was worth that them 2 first-round picks. Like, obviously, he showed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Ramsey, if you were to give up 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey, he would give you you would not walk away from that deal feeling like you lost. I mean, there's just certain players I think can do that. I think if Ezekiel Elliott is any position other than a running back, you could probably get 2 first round. And I'm just saying, if you had a guy that played at the ability that what Ezekiel Elliott plays at, and he played any position other than the running back position, why? Because people just hate on that position. I definitely think that you could get 2 first round picks for him. Why? Because these are guys that are not just the best in the league, but they're going to be knocking on the doors of some of the best guys to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? And when you get this guy in his prime at the DB position, I mean, obviously, but I mean, at the same time, man, I just think it's weird because remember, man, I said the same thing about Miss Fitzpatrick because remember, it was his mama, it was Miss Fitzpatrick's mama who put it in the media that he didn't want to play the safety. And everybody was like, man, I ain't tripping, man, his mama cool, man, I like a mama that be talking all loud and getting on the social media. Everybody was all cool for it, but Jalen Ramsey, you know, it might be a little too much. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Word on the street so far is that Minka is going to the Steelers, you know, and it's sad to me.
That seemed like a Steeler player too, reversing and stuff.
Yeah, and you know, but at the same time, I would want Minka, and I would have been cool with a first on Minka because of where we are and because of how much he costs, right, and the amount of years we would have been getting with him, and like when I was talking to one of my friends at the Natura, he's a scout. Right before we got on the show, and one of the things we was talking about is like it's similar to Deion Sanders from this standpoint. The Deion Sanders weakened San Fran, but it strengthened us and pretty much put us over the edge and guaranteed our Super Bowl. When you start to look at us on paper, we really match up better than anybody in the NFC. We have to now prepare for the matchups that we're going to more than likely see in the Super Bowl. So when you're looking at Gordon, who's a real true number 1, and you look at AB, who would now be in the slot, Jesus Christ, of Nazareth above, right?
Little like, Jesus in the manger.
If you're really serious about an all-in year, then Minka would have been kind of worth the gamble now. And then he would have still paid off later because of the cost, right? And then nobody should be mad when you get a first-round player in the for a first-round pick. And really the way that I see it, West Coast, is Minka would have been good for us and to me worth to be bold because to me and it's just me, you would have been getting a top 5, top 15 type player for a bottom first round pick because that's where I expect for us to be. I expect us to be picking around 27, 28, 29, hopefully 32.
What you slap yourself? We're going to be picking 32. 32.
Okay. I hear you. But I'm just saying, like, where I expect us to be at worst, right? Especially how we starting off and how the luck is really going in our direction with Breeze hurt. Because I know once we get hot, we kind of stay hot under Dak leadership and Zeke leadership. So, you know, and if anybody look at how much it costs to move up in the first round, being able to get a top 15 pick for a bottom 32 pick is way worth it. But that's just a different story. He gone now, so I don't want to spend too much time on it because now it's what if.
That's why
is available.
Yeah, that's why I say I'm more involved. That's why I'm more okay with going and getting a Jalen Ramsey than a Minka, simply because of the fact that we do not value the safety position. So why am I going to give up a first round draft pick when you have Thornhill, Savage, you have a slew of safeties that you could have had. You could have got the Amos kid who was available. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of safeties that we just absolutely passed on to then be like, okay, let me give up my first round. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I don't want to say this because it's going to open up a whole nother current can, but I give up a first round for a Jalen Ramsey or even maybe not even, you know what I'm saying, for that type of talent simply because what you just said right now. we're gonna face New England here in about what week is that? Like 7? No, it's like I forget what week. We got them like week 9 or so. We got like 6 or 7 weeks before we play New England. So we're gonna get to see that up front and personal. You know what I'm saying? As far as what it's gonna look like, and we're gonna have think about this. We'll have New England the worst case scenario too. Why? Because we won't play New England in the playoffs in New England. Why? Because the Super Bowl's not in New England, but we're going to have to play them in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? In New England. So it's like when we do go play New England, it'll be a road game for them just as much as it'll be for them. And I'm just talking, out there in the future. But why? Because you are going to face a two-headed monster like Gordon, like AB. And one thing that really scares me about that duo is like you have some. Gordon is a humble star. You know what I'm saying? So like when you have two humble stars, AB is not one, but AB will be humble considering he's in that Patriot system. So they're gonna be okay with vacillating between one guy having big games and another guy having a big games. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the Dallas Cowboys, you can add a guy like Jalen Ramsey, that 100% shuts down a whole side. And at 16, you got to say it like this. They owe him $3 million this year. They picked up his 5th-year option in April, which is going to pay him $13 million. So you're basically getting Jalen Ramsey for what is it, $8 million a year, because 3 and 13 is 16. Divide that by 2, that's $8 million. You're getting a top, probably the number 1 or number 2 corner in the NFL for $8 million. That is less than what you're paying Byron Jones right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you look at it like that, and think about this, Jalen Ramsey is a top 4 pick. Like, you were actually considering, they said they were never considering drafting Ramsey over Zeke unless Zeke wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But, you're able to get.
He still is a top 5 pick, to your point. Like,
yes. I mean, think about this, man. In 2016, think about this. You would have, if you get Ramsey, you theoretically have the 3 best players in that draft: Jalen Ramsey, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott. By position group. I mean, you can't argue me right now. Like, don't even. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, that took a little while to digest, man. Did
I punch too hard?
Boy, you shot that one.
Did I push too hard? That was too hard?
Ooh, it was a little bit quick, but it digested to me.
But think about that.
Yes. No, I heard that. Say it one more time.
You know what I'm saying? If you trade for Jalen Ramsey, you technically have 3 of the best players at their position in that draft on your team now.
Yes.
For $8 million. For $8 million, right? And the thing about it is, you're playing Byron Jones. You're gonna have to play. I mean, you're gonna have to pick. I mean, Byron Jones' 5th-year option is gonna be expensive either way. Now, the difference between Byron Jones and Jalen Ramsey is Jalen Ramsey's better, but whatever. Jalen Ramsey has 2 years left on his deal. Why? Because you have this year, which still has 14 games in it, plus the playoffs. You gave up You gave up a first round for Amari Cooper in a season that only had 8 games left on it, theoretically. And to be honest with you, you gave up a first round draft pick in a season that technically should have been over. There's no reason the Cowboys should have ran the table and went and made it to the second round of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Normal teams just don't do that. So think about that. You gave up a first round draft pick in a season that you're already 3-5. That's unheard of. That Amari Cooper Cup had to work, and it did. You know what I'm saying? You can have that same security going into this draft right here and trade giving a first round for Jalen Ramsey. 2 years, you got him on the 2 years deals. To be honest with you, it's more. What I'm saying is, you took more of a risk with Amari Cooper than you would with a corner, because of the corner, bro. All I gotta do is say cover 2, cover 3, and he can go handle his business. Amari Cooper, like, them dudes had to actually practice. They had to catch balls together. There's this thing called chemistry that I don't believe even exists. You know what I'm saying? But there's more of a risk in that. And think about this. Jerry Jones, before he even traded for Amari Cooper, he said that, well, I'll only believe that there's only about a handful of number 1 wide receivers. Remember when he said that? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he was not talking about Amari Cooper then. So if you're okay with taking a risk like that, and what if the season doesn't? Think about this. What if we don't make it to the playoffs? What if we end up being a bad team in 2018 and you still don't have a first round draft pick? You're screwed. That's a risk, bro. That's a huge risk. Man, it's less you give them. Man, you got everybody sold up. To be honest with you, now is the opportunity, the time to take an opportunity like this. You want to know why? Because who do you got to sign next year? Your quarterback, obviously, but that's dumb because we should have been signed him. But Zeke is already signed. Cooper is signed technically. He's $13 million for a year. Your offensive line is signed for 2023. Why are we saving all this money? Like, what is the money for? Spend it. Spend it.
Oh man,
I don't get it, bro. Like we just want.
This is one of your best. Just keep going.
I'm gonna let you rip for a minute, but I'm just curious, bro.
Man, I'm just loving it, bro.
Think about this.
Nothing but the truth.
Boss, think about this. We're number 6 right now in the NFL in available cap space. For all those people that said we didn't have the money.
Amount, though. Say the amount.
It slipped my mind. I'll let you say it, but I know we
something million.
It's ridiculous. So all this time, people been saying, "Oh, we don't got the money. We don't got the money." You got the money. You got the money. We do have the money.
We don't got the money to pay everybody.
I'm going to the chopper. I had to do it. While Jerry Jones gets in the chopper. This dude takes a chopper to, bruh, we taking Ubers. He taking a chopper, and y'all telling me he ain't got the money, man. Like, come on, bruh.
We 6th in total cap space next year, but we don't have
the money. We don't have
the money to play back and everybody.
We wasted 4 months. You think about this. There are people who actually wasted 4 months of their life believing that.
Yeah, you know what?
You could have just Googled it. You could have just Googled it. That's ridiculous.
But man, this is one of the I really enjoy just sitting listening to everything you just said. I promise you, I just could have listened all day. I would jump in a little bit on this Jalen stuff though.
But you get what I mean though, boss Cowboy.
Man,
like,
you know
why,
I do, bro? Like, I literally enjoyed everything you just said. You told not one lie, bro. It was so truthful. I felt like I was sitting in church with the best preacher in the world for a second. Like, for real, man. You was spitting facts, like the fact that we do have the cash. The fact that we are acting like we don't have the cash. I mean, and the fact that Jalen is and would be the best in all the positions, and it would be through one draft. Yep. That's freaking amazing. Yep. You have the best out of the quarterbacks from 2016. I ain't even think of that, even though I know that I didn't think about that, right? Yep. Then you have the best running back, right, out of that. And then you got the best shutdown corner.
The 3 highest paid positions. Outside of the offensive line, who's already paid. So it makes sense.
So, like, forget Minka. Like, straight up, Minka was never Jalen Ramsey in terms of a sure top 5. You know what I mean? Like, a sure top 5. Listen, and I'm being honest. Look, and I really scouted Jalen. Not even in college. You know why I scouted Jalen? In the pros. And when I tell you Jalen is a super dog when he want to play. Yeah. Not I don't mean just a dog. I mean super dog. I mean the type of dog that might be what we need, like that straight up edge player in your face. Put me on the best. I'm getting ready to shut him down. He literally had AJ Green chunking him on the ground out of pure frustration.
Could you imagine Jalen Ramsey and DeMarcus Lawrence on the same team, bruh? Could you imagine the conversations they're having with opposing offenses? Like, bruh, if you put Jalen Ramsey on this team, you then turn who's ever on the opposite side into an all-pro. You want to know why? Because they're not throwing to Jalen Ramsey. That means that other guy, Chidobe, who's already showed you that he's better, is now getting his hands on the ball. Want to know why? Because he has more opportunities.
I saw Jalen go head up on.
That's how. Hey, Jalen got. I love AJ Bouye. He family. He love. But Jalen Ramsey got AJ Bouye paid. He got him paid. And AJ Bouye is a good corner, but he was a great corner when he was on the opposite side of Jalen Ramsey. And Jalen Ramsey was a rookie in his second year. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I saw Jalen go head up with Hopkins and go off. Yeah. You know, like where, you know, where I was like super impressed with the dog and a rookie, and I'm talking about as a rookie, and I'm like, man, you like really going head up with Hop like that? Yeah. And I mean, like, I watched that division war, and when I say them two was at it, I'm talking about Hop, and I'm talking about Jalen laying that wood on him and everything. I mean, cool. Yeah. Like, I mean, see, but you know, like, a lot of people get caught up in his off the field antics, because that's what he is.
He doesn't have any off the field antics. He's never gotten in trouble.
Like, no, I don't mean it like that. I'm saying like locker room talk and some of his boisterous statements and stuff like that.
That's a corner, man.
I agree, bro. Say, you don't see me.
Yeah, that's the corner, bro.
You don't see me mad.
I mean, he's Dion reincarnated. Like nobody.
Thank you.
Like,
boy, you took it out of my mouth. I was just getting ready to say that he is prime time in terms of his ego in a good way. Because Prime was the same way. It was nobody that faced Prime that Prime didn't feel like he was better than.
And
Not
he told
one
you.
person,
Yeah.
even if they beat you. And he was just like Jalen in terms of, I remember when Michael Irvin beat the dogs not out of Dion. You know what Dion did that Atlanta game?
What?
Took a bench and threw it. The whole bench picked it up and threw it out of frustration because he not used to losing. That's exactly what Jalen is. He the type of guy that'll go out there expecting to beat you, but if he lose, he go take it back because he a real competitor.
Exactly.
Like, so I take, some of that big talk stuff that he does, because you go hear some big statements out of him maybe twice a year, like what he said about Hill.
But he gonna back it up though.
Yeah, like when he told Hill, he said Hill is not a receiver. He made the Pro Bowl on special teams. I made it as a corner, an all-pro as a corner. So when you get that special teams player against me, expect the corner to shut him down. Say, man,
That's real.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
because if
real.
you like Tank talking, that's the same thing as Jalen. They the same. Because Tank is the same way. Tank, what did he say about Eli?
He enjoyed sacking him.
Yeah, and then he talked about Wentz. He say, man, the bigger they pay, the harder they fall. I mean, and that's calling out Lane Johnson. That's calling out Island Boy. So, we talking in hope right now. But see, this is days like this on a team like this is when I miss Jerry having full power. Because Jerry goes out there and say, oh, we got another chance at Jalen? Oh, how much? What? Huh? For this team? Oh, yeah. See, but Steven, he's a budget guy. Because remember, this is historically factual, too. Steven didn't want Dion.
No, he didn't.
He not going on Jalen. I'm telling you. We speaking in hypotheticals, but this is when if Jerry was just like, you know what? I'm going to have to do you like I did you a long time ago, son. I'm going to go pull this trigger.
Yeah. Jalen Ramsey is like the biggest. If you're really all bought in on getting a Super Bowl, he is like the biggest insurance plan that you could ever buy. He's like the best, especially when we were supposed to be playing Brady, Breeze, Rodgers. You could still probably face Breeze, because think about this. Breeze's division is trash, man. Carolina ain't even won a game, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? North Carolina, who else in their division? Tampa Bay, they terrible. Atlanta, they 1-1. And then you got the Saints 1-1. So if Bridgewater can keep them afloat until they get back, man, don't think you can't see New Orleans in the playoffs at some point. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a wild card, a feisty wild card. You know what I'm saying? So Jalen Ramsey, man, just going into those games knowing that you're gonna have to face a guy like Tom Brady at some point to win a Super Bowl, and this is a guy who faced him and didn't back down. Like, man, I don't see why you don't take that. And to be honest with you, you're making everybody else take less money so that you can make deals like this. Because they don't give you an award at the end of the day they don't give you an award at the end of the day so that for having the most money in your account. Like, this is the reason why you make Jalen Smith take less money. This is the reason why you sign La'el Collins. This is the reason why you're like, Dak Prescott, I really need you to take $33 million. Why? Because we're about to bring the best corner in the NFL, and guess what he's going to do? He's going to help us get the ball back so we can guarantee to score 30 points every single week. Because I'm going to tell you, the only way you're going to be able to guarantee that your team is going to be able to score 30 points and put up these type of numbers is if you creating opportunities. You have to create opportunities, man. And when you go get Jalen Ramsey, man, you help everybody. Like, could you imagine Jalen Ramsey? And think about this. If you go get Jalen Ramsey, he technically plays on the same size as Tank, but I think he can play on both sides. You could literally put Jalen Ramsey on the opposite side of Tank, so guess what? If the pressure's not as good, guess what? It doesn't matter because you have Jalen Ramsey. I dare you to throw over there. Like, I wouldn't even focus on, then you can take your time getting Randy Gregory back. You can take your time getting, you can actually do whatever the hell you want to do with Taco, right? Because you can put whoever you want over there. Want to know why? Because they're not going to be throwing on that side anyway. You know what I'm saying? And you have D-Law coming on the other side.
I wish I had an organ, bro, because everything you were saying, bro, I wanted to just hit you with that organ like in church, like, That boy said, this is why Jalen took that team-friendly deal. This is why Liel took that team-friendly deal for moves like this.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if not, why did Jalen Smith take less money? Because the less money that he took is just going to be sitting in a bank account. And the account doesn't have his name on it.
Super Bowl for the #1 cap space winner.
None. You don't get nothing.
Somebody go tell Stephen Jones there is no award for the biggest budgeter award.
Yeah.
There's no award for that.
And think about this, boss. Let's stop with the disconnect of people thinking, oh, but if we don't win, we're not going to stop it right now. We sold out 9 games in 2015. I'll let you Google the record in 2015. Like, we sold out 9 games to the brim. All home games and 1 road game. To the brim, 2015. And
so
guess what?
We talking Quinn, Jalen, Tank, Crawford in his right position. Are you serious, bro? Talking about Jones.
Byron Jones. He's technically cheaper than Byron Jones because you have to re-sign Byron Jones. You're going to have to re-sign Byron Jones.
Now Awuzie can be in the slot.
Oh my God.
Super Bowl ready, bro.
Oh, my God.
That's Super Bowl ready, bro, right there. Even with the safeties that we have.
Hey, you know what? I'd actually I'm going to keep it real because I got the money. I'd actually keep Byron Jones just for this year.
Oh, yeah.
I put Byron Jones on this side. Oh, my God. Think about this. You got Byron Jones on this side, Jalen Ramsey on this side. You have Cheeto in the slot, probably even Jordan Lewis in the slot. When you go 4 deep, your fifth corner is Anthony Brown. Like, bruh, you're not catching a pass.
Yeah, and the pass rush with that type of coverage, bruh, they go get sacks out this world.
It's gonna be crazy.
Quarterbacks gonna be afraid to throw with those tight windows. It's like the snowball effect from the Jalen Ramsey on this squad.
Yeah, and think about this. You could do stuff like with Jalen Ramsey. You could actually put Jalen Ramsey on the same side as Tank, right? And then show blitz on the opposite side. So now you got a quarterback like, what the freak? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do I do? Do I throw right into this blitz or do I throw right into this coverage? You know what I'm saying?
It's a win-win.
You know what you're going to do? You're going to call a timeout. That's what you're going to do. You're going to call a timeout and get a different play.
Yeah, and some people, they love picks because, I think the whole point of picks is to get players, right?
Yeah.
So if you get an all-pro player, that's still for giving away a first for Jalen, or even a first and a second. I will give away a first for next year and a second for 2021.
For Jalen Ramsey?
I think for Jalen Ramsey. That's what I would do. Because, see, to me, you getting an all-pro. That's what the whole point of getting the first is about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it still sticks with our record of pretty much, except for Taco, pretty much getting all pros in the first round.
Yeah.
So it's like you still built what we've always been building with a first rounder. And then you gamble with the second. But then, and I'm cool with the gamble with the second because of Will McClay. Like at some point, we need to get a little bit of that Jerry back in us to where we had a cap space. We was prudent for this moment. We said no to a lot of deals, like you said, for a moment like this. We signed a whole bunch of, team-friendly deals for a moment like this. I agree with you, bro, like 100%. 100%. And I don't see why any Cowboy fan would be against Jalen unless they still, which they should be, worried about his personality not fitting with Jason Garrett, which I do have a concern with.
I mean, my thing is this. I think if you're winning, I think that kind of heals all issues. You know what I mean?
And I honestly feel like we need that dog. We need that dog in the secondary. We got that dog in Tank. But we need that dog, and we all know this, unless you just under a rock. Jalen is that guy that's 24/7 gonna be talking and woofing at the best player and backing it up.
Yeah.
We need that. We need that guy and that's what Sherman was to Seattle, if y'all remember correctly.
Yeah.
Sherman was that guy that told Crabtree, "Oh, you're boring." You're boring. You're boring. Like, I'm not doing anything out here covering you. I'm bored. I mean, and they mad at him, and I loved it because it's like when they mad at you, they not thinking about executing for the quarterback. And that's what Jalen does. I mean, you know, so I'm all for it. I'll be all in because at this point, it's time to start kind of gambling these draft choices. The only thing we think we can do is draft well. We draft well.
I mean, my thing is this. My thing is this, right? If the Dallas Cowboys win the division this year, that means the draft pick that you give to the Jacksonville Jaguars will be at best, because we won the division last year. Where we draft? Well, we would have drafted at what, 22, I think, 23 or something like that. So we would have drafted at whatever round the safety from the Raiders was drafted. That's where we would have drafted. I know he was like 23 or 20 something like that. Somebody thought
he was bottom, bro. Like he was the bottom, like the last four. So like 28, 29.
All right, so let's just say 20, and that's just by winning the division. Oh yeah, because we went to the second round of the playoffs. So think about this, right? Think about this. So if your Dallas Cowboys do exactly what you guys think that we're believing them to do, and that is win a Super Bowl, then guess what? You're going to be draft picking at 32nd, 31st, right? Now think about this. Do you think with that first draft pick that you can get a better player than you can get in Jalen Ramsey right now? Like, I'm going to pause, but to be honest with you guys, that first draft, if we're really trying to win a Super Bowl next year, then you should be thinking that first round pick is disposable. Like it's almost nothing. Yeah. Why? Because it's going to be damn near a second round draft pick player. Because think about this, when you're drafting at 28 or 29, you're basically getting a guy that's supposed to be in the second round. You know what I'm saying? But you're just going to get a fifth-year option on.
Cusp of either being either or at that point.
Exactly. So it's like, you know, if the Dallas Cowboys, even if we can just get to the NFC Championship game, you're drafting at like 27. So as would you trade the 27th pick in the 2020 draft pick for Jalen Ramsey? Abso-freaking-lutely. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you probably couldn't on draft night. You probably couldn't even make that trade. Jacksonville would be like, hell no. And to be honest with you, if we start winning too many games, our first round draft pick is going to be useless. You want to know why? Because these execs are not dumb. I think people just be thinking, we will give you a draft pick. Dumb, dumb, dumb. No. These teams are looking at you like you guys are going to be pretty good this year. So I'm going to be literally giving you Jalen Ramsey for the 29th pick. No, we're cool. That's why they'll be like, yeah, we want more. Why? Because we know you guys are going to be good and we're going to be picking late. Like, teams actually foresee that type of stuff. That's why they get paid the big bucks. You know what I'm saying?
And one more thing.
What's up with you, Miss Weaver? I see you out there. How you doing, Sonny?
Hey, Miss Weaver. One thing I want to also say real quick.
Shoot.
Is the formula for us sneakily getting top 5 picks has been working for us. Like, for real. Like what we did for Jalen Smith. That's a former 5-round graded pick. Minka would have been worth it because he was a formerly top 5 graded pick. Jalen Ramsey, absolutely worth it. So it's like, look at what the team looks like now after years of sneakily getting these quality picks that was gambles. Like even Gregory. Oh, yeah, a lot of y'all hated Gregory. But now you're hoping he come back, ain't you? Yeah, you're hoping, aren't you? Yeah, you want him back, don't you? Because guess what? He had a top 10 grade on him as well. And we reached for him. We still paying for it. But after that CBA mess is behind us, oh, yeah, y'all gonna want him just like New England wanted Gordon. So it's a smart strategy to reach when you know you're going to pretty much be picking at the bottom of the first to go ahead and get a top 5 graded player. And this is in an all-in year. Like, so how many times we gonna keep building for the future? Like, at some point, if you're a poker player, you know you got a high hand. You got to put all your chips in the game.
You basically have taken a run and a risk of getting someone like a Taco because that's where Taco was drafted at. And guess what? The Dallas Cowboys reached on him. Why? And that's the thing about it is, like, I honestly, like, if you're not picking in the top 25, like, if you get to, like, that 20, like, really, when you really get to, like, that 20, you really starting getting that edge. You really taking running a risk of getting a guy who should be drafted in the second round, like a Taco Charleston. The only thing that's good about it is you get that 5th-year option on him. You know what I'm saying? But depending on what position they are, that 5th-year option could be pretty dang expensive. But speaking of
Liel had a top 15 grade. I forgot about him. Yeah. Like, so the strategy of sneakily getting these guys, that's how we built our team. Don't stop now, Steven. Don't stop. Cooper, yeah. You gave away the first. He had a top 5 grade. It works. Just keep doing it. Before you know it, we go count and say, hold on, we got how many top 10 grades on this team.
Yeah.
We literally can do that. We mess around like today. We could have probably 10.
Yeah, and think about in 2 years. And before we switch subjects, and think about this: in 2 years, when realistically, you'll have Jalen Ramsey under contract for 2 years because you have this year, and they already expressed his 5th year option at $13 million. So basically, you would have Jalen Ramsey for $16 million over 2 years, which is about $8 million, which is less than what you're paying Byron Jones, and it's less than what you're going to pay Byron Jones next year. You know what I'm saying? Something about one player that is that most likely won't make it to next year is a one Taco Charleston, man. Taco Charleston today, the 103 The Fan reported that made a statement about Stephen Jones saying that, and I just absolutely hate it when they ask questions like this, like, why isn't Taco Charleston playing? Like, bro, why are you telling the whole media? Like, I don't get that stuff. I just don't be getting this stuff. But yeah, what Stephen Jones said, it's because of the position flex that we feel in Joe Jackson and blase, blah. You know what I'm saying? And so Taco responds back saying, set us free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, set us free.
Set us free. He said he hit us with the Amistad, set us free. And man, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I just think that this is just another this whole Taco fiasco is just another example of how the Dallas Cowboys just do horrible business, man. They just do horrible business. Because think about this, like, basically, did you not see what the Lakers did with LeBron James when they basically tried to trade the entire squad away for Anthony Davis, and we were the sixth seed in the West? Do you know what happened, Boss Cowboy, after they announced that trade was not gonna happen? Do you know we ended up
was in the trash.
We ended up falling to the 10th seed in the playoffs. You want to know why? Because all these youngsters ain't really from the hood. They just listen to hood music. So all these guys just can't take like slaps to the face, and I'ma just keep on keeping on. I'ma just keep keeping on and keeping on. You know what I'm saying? Like Zeke is a real hood dude. Like Zeke took them punches, was like, man, I don't care.
And I don't even think Zeke took it the way Dak takes it.
Like Zeke was like, you could see Zeke didn't like Zeke. That's why I love Zeke Daddy, because his daddy a real one. Like his dad, Stacey Elliott, man. Every time I hang out with him, man, the few times I've hung out with him, like he remind me of that uncle that's always gonna pull you to the side and be like, nephew, let me holler at you real quick. Let me tell you, man.
Right. Let me spit this real.
Yeah, let me put this first off. Let me put a little money in your pocket. Put this 40 on horse number 3. You know what I'm saying? I gotta tip your glasses like I got something. You know what I'm saying? So I know Zeke.
Yeah, everybody don't have that Dak temperament, bro.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Dak take all kind of public slaps and been taking it and just
and ball. And Zeke can do it too.
Right off his back.
And Zeke can do it too.
Zeke has done it, but it's like you can tell that it hurt him. You can see it, bro. Like you can see it on Zeke. Like Zeke said it.
Yep.
He said it was hard. It was very hard.
Because he's joyful, man. And that's one of the things I told his pops too. I said, man, I will be happy when this crap with Zeke is finished so he can get his joy back, because Zeke is a better player. He is a better running back when he is running with a smile on his face. You know what I'm saying? When Zeke is having fun.
First time he actually saw the front office and a lot of fans turn on him too.
Exactly. Ever.
He was going up against Tiffany Thompson. We had his back. And
Jerry had his back.
The fans had his back. We looked into the details. If he would have did any of the things that he was accused of, none of us would have had his back. But all of us that actually did the due diligence know that he didn't do anything on that. Like really, like truly. Like bruises on your knuckles show that you was offensively doing something, not defensively, right? Like you was Zeke, no, come on now. Like, so it's like the common sense alone. So, but when he saw everybody turn on him, he said it was very hard, you know. And he said the only thing that got me through it was my teammates.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Taco, I don't think Taco built like that.
Keep on keeping on. Like everybody can't take that Kardashian style of Jerry Jones and them public PR throwing they players under the bus, right? And then just walking out of that like, I'm gonna give you all I got.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Taco ain't built like that. Like Taco not built like that, and that's why when you have situations like this, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if you don't find someone to trade for this guy? What are you gonna do? Just release him because he's pissed now? No, you're gonna go in there with that big old smile. All right, Taco, sit down. And you're going to try to smooth things out. And guess what? He going to hit you with that meme. and walk out there and not be productive. You had Taco at the best space that you ever had him right now, and you jeopardize that, man. And one thing I don't really like about it is I'm pretty sure Taco Philly feels used in a mug. Why? Because this whole preseason he's probably been thinking, yo, Quinn is out, I'm going to get these things. And guess what? His position coach is probably reinforcing those types of things. And then you're not even the fact that you're not, say, I can see if he was like active, but he's just not playing a lot. Bro, he doesn't even have a helmet on. Like, after you play that well, like, they could have just not played him, like, a lot. You know what I'm saying? But they're not even give the dude a helmet?
Yeah.
And y'all tripping, man.
Listen, like, let me say something real quick. Like, people say, West Coast, you're being a conspiracy theorist. Boss Cowboy, you're being a
Man, we talked to his personal coach. He told us some stuff.
Hold on, real quick. Well, Mike Fisher said everything we said, because sometimes it depends on the source who said whether people believe it or not. Mike, I heard you say it first. I heard Mike Fisher say it second, right? Which is this key point. If you're trying to trade Taco, why don't you put some film on him? So the real issue is also this was poorly mismanaged in terms of even trade value, because now everybody that's sitting up here knowing y'all want to get rid of them, so we could just wait till you get rid of them and then we're gonna make them off.
Duh.
You know, see what you really should do is if they really want to get rid of Taco, the way to do it is to be his friend, act like you his friend, and then behind the scenes be making calls for trade.
Yep.
Don't publicly embarrass him and don't even suit him out. And the worst part to me is that you treating us like this bad logic makes sense. So, like, I asked one of my friends, Anthony Terrell, before we got on the show. I said, now, Joe Jackson, you say that the value of him is position flex, right? Did he play?
Not really.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you another question, West Coast. If Taco was suited up, would he have played?
Hell yeah, he would have, because we ain't had no pass rush.
Okay.
We ain't got no sack. We got one sack.
So you're trying to sell us that the guy who was showing major upside in preseason, which they said themselves, Steven said he had a great preseason.
Yep.
Great. Not good. Not okay. Great. Joe Jackson was out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other DN, I forgot his name right now, was out there. And that said, I forgot your name. You know what I mean? Like, but I remember Taco. Taco was player of the game like twice, multiple sacks, multiple games, bat downs, everything you want to see.
Like, and what are you getting? What are you getting?
Yeah, so now
that's so big.
His value was building. Okay. You could have let him play the first two games, let him hopefully make some plays, put him in a position to win, to make plays, and then you say, hey, we want him out of here. Y'all see what he just did. We'll take a third for him.
Right? You're not getting nothing close to a third right now on Taco.
Oh, no, you know, because people know you're getting ready to get rid. So even if everybody that's listening is like, I'm done with Taco, he was a bust, it still was mismanaged.
Yep.
This was mismanaged. You know, it was mismanaged even if you want to trade him, because now you publicly pissed on him. And so now that you're coming out with this position flex, this is the thing. People talking about, look what Taco tweeted. I'm so done with Taco. He tweeted in response to Steven.
Yeah, because you know how it is in the Dallas Cowboy players. Like, you know, when someone says crazy crap about you, you can't respond back to it.
Oh, no.
No. You know, he's earned the right. Remember, he earned the right. He earned the right to do this. So
he earned the right to joke.
Yeah, he earned the right to joke with him.
Yeah,
so
I can use y'all name how I want to. I can
he got the right.
I can say publicly to my best players, I'm surely not giving none of y'all market contracts. But they sure can't go back and respond to that like, you crazy. I sure deserve it. Because then the fans will say, look at Dak. Look at Zeke. How dare he speak about us. He's greedy. Like, look at what our front office does publicly to their own players. Can anybody stop and say just for 1 second, does any other team do this? Does any other team come out publicly against their own players? Can anybody mention one team that does that?
Pittsburgh, but then they get rid of you.
Pittsburgh did that way after he was holding out a long time. Pittsburgh don't even do that. He was already at the cusp of the deadline before they start really throwing him under the bus, bruh.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. Because
it don't make sense.
Because think about this, boss. That's an absolute plan where your thinking is, I am absolutely trading him. But what if it doesn't happen? Like, what if you get to week 10 and nobody's like, yeah, bro, we're cool. So what are you gonna do then? Just reactivate him and be like, slap him on his butt, going out there, Taco? How do you know? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it defeats the purpose of pissing on him. Right. In order to get what you want. Like, you just told the entire world that he is the most unwanted Dallas Cowboy. So if he is the most unwanted Dallas Cowboy, why would I want him?
Right.
That's like dating my ex, man. Come on, boss.
Oh, man, I wouldn't.
Come on, boss.
She's your ex.
Man, I'm not dating your ex either.
You better not.
I trust you. Thank you, because I trust you, Dad.
I trust you. Right, exactly.
I don't need to learn.
I don't need to learn. I see that. Hey, I see how you do with your kids. And I see how you do with your wife. You know, so if you don't work out with your wife as good as you've been treating her, she's not good.
Yeah.
So and I'm not saying that about Miss West Coast.
Oh man, shoot, man, I already know what it is.
I'm just saying that in case she was sitting there close by, like, oh, boss cop. But we're using that as an example, Miss West Coast. But anyway.
Hey man, so we're gonna do an abrupt subject change. Hey, is the Great Wall of Dallas back? Is the Great Wall of Dallas back?
Yeah, that's good. Let's talk about good news, man.
Is the Great Wall of Dallas back?
Absolutely, and I'm so happy.
Before we get into this, let's rank your starting five right now. Who is the best offensive lineman on our team right now?
Right now?
Right now, and 2 games. Who's the best? Who is the best?
T. Smith.
Who is the best? Okay,
T. Smith.
T. Smith. Okay, T. Smith. T. Smith. Who is the second best? If your second best is my same second best, then I'm fine with your list. If it's not, then we got to change everything.
Frederick.
Okay, bam. Look, see what I'm talking about? See, that was easy. See, TF.
And I'm so happy he's taking 2, bro.
Yes.
For him to be second coming out that disease,
that's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Oh my God, this is like Christmas.
Hey, and hold up. Hey, who's your third best offensive line?
Liel.
Who's your fourth?
Zach.
And then Connor.
Yep.
All right, so I ain't gonna lie, I can't. That's exactly how I had it. Zach Martin.
Crazy because we don't have Zach High, but
and to be honest,
I'm calling it like I see it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, like I could have actually put Zach over Collins if it wasn't for the penalties. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the penalties in that first game, and then a little bit of his in his next game, but. As far as Connor Williams is still learning. And if you go look at the film, that interception was not on Randall Cobb. That interception was on Connor Williams. Like, that interception Dak threw was 100% on Connor Williams. Connor Williams got beat by, what the boy name? Not Allen. Payne. Bro, yeah, Payne didn't even get, like, Connor Williams, have you ever seen an offensive lineman get beat and they're standing there like this? Like, they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like Payne put a move on him so bad that he just slid right off his hip, bruh. Yeah. So Dak then steps up, 100% rushed, steps up, and he's off balance. By that time, the pocket is done. You know what I'm saying? Cobb flashes, he throws the ball, he just gets the ball out. If I had to say who is the biggest proponent on that play, honestly, I 100% say it was Connor Williams. Because Connor Williams, like, it's crazy, too, because the craziest thing in the world is to watch a quarterback getting sacked and an offensive lineman just standing there because they can't do anything because it's blocking in the back. So it just looks really weird, you know what I'm saying? And Connor Williams is just standing there like, damn, I messed up. Like, yeah, like, Payne just, no power. Like, he stemmed him and went right past him. A stem is like when you give someone something like a false. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like a false arm or a false leg. He stemmed him, but as soon as he stemmed him, guess what he did? Stood straight up. As soon as he stood straight up, right around him. He was all in Dak's face. Dak ain't had no choice. It was either take, and I'm going to be honest with you, Dak already kind of had his body where he was trying to throw. So he didn't really have time to kind of like cock it back. I think if Dak has maybe a second more to set his feet, he makes the pass.
Right.
But he didn't have it. And the ball had to get out, or it was, and I think it was like a second and 8, second and 6. So he takes that sack, that drive is done.
Yeah, but on the macro level, first of all, and when I say macro, I mean like overall bigger view point. A lot of the people on the Scout page actually agree with our whole list. That's surprising because usually when you grading 5 people, somewhere people go kind of, that's
because they be watching film though. These ain't no normal Cowboys.
I'm impressed with that. Like a lot of scouts actually was like, yes, I agree with that list. That's cool. And so, but I want to go back to like real good news. Cause see, it's a lot of stuff that's been said now that I want to kind of do a Bruce Lee kind of like super jump kick at it. Like, for instance, like people kind of going a little bit too far by saying Dak is just way better. Now, Dak is better, okay? Dak is improved. But all this Dak is just way better. What some of y'all are doing is y'all trying to give yourself space to get back on the camp. And guess what? We was going to let you back anyway. Mm-hmm. But you don't have to lie to get back on. Because, see, let's be honest. It's harder what Dak did the last 8 games than what he's doing now. Right?
I feel you, but we on this O-line. Come on, man. I need you to write that book. I need you to write that book.
O-line, West Coast.
I need you to write that book, though.
I will. I'm
Dak,
very much
the early years.
See, it's harder what Dak did the last 8 games when he was running for his life.
Yeah. Hey, Dak,
versus what he's doing right now, where he has like a force field around him. What Dak has right now is literally like almost like you can't paint a better pocket. Like if it was a this is how a pocket's supposed to look in a perfect. That's exactly what Dak is going through right now. Obviously, every now and then people make a mistake. We know that, and like what you just broke down with the Cobb play, right, in the interception. But for the most part, Dak is sitting back like, you're not open. Okay, you're not open. Okay, let me come back to you. So, you're open now. Here you go. So right now, I'm just so like, from here, I'm like, if my mouth was bigger, I would smile like, right now based on this offensive line, baby, because God dog day, man, that pass pro look like, woo!
Yeah. Ooh. Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys something else. I'm gonna tell you guys something else also. We just said, oh my God. You know what? I'll tell you something. Before I trade my first round draft pick for Ramsey, I'm gonna tell you something else. I give up a first round draft pick for.
Who?
The best guard I can get, and just move on from Connor Williams, bruh. Because I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because, bruh, you tell me what Dak looks like
with protection,
no pressure.
Yes, bro.
Because, bro, think about this. You know why this popped in my head? Because Dak ain't really got sacked yet. So the only thing that I'm thinking that can stop him from breaking the NFL record is if he starts getting hit.
Yeah.
If he starts getting pressure. How do you solidify that? The only reason why Dak has an interception right now today is because of Connor Williams. Right now today, the only reason why he has an interception right now today. Because think about this, even with the pressure, the boy still put the ball on the mark. You come off the field and like, bro, I had to throw it. Like I didn't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? And even with that, a Hansy guy, Odell, or one of these guys, these Hopkins guys, they make that catch. They do. I think Cooper probably makes that catch. I don't know, because Cooper be, But I know one of these Hansy, that was a catchable ball. So my thing is this: if you put the best guard you can find for a first-round draft pick, Dak, you just made Dak $45 million, bro. Like, what the hell? What? I'm Tyrese'ing right now. What more do you want from me?
I mean, you making a hell of a point. At some point, I want us to give Dak a weapon, man, like a real weapon.
Yeah, they got Amari Cooper.
No. I'm talking about on the level of like Atlanta.
I'm
talking about on the level of like the Browns. But I can't fight I just can't really fight.
What are your thoughts on that, man? Because Connor Williams is the weak link.
Because I'm battling, bro. Like I'm literally, you watching me battle right now. I'm battling between a weapon that he can throw to.
That is the weapon. If you
but we kind of fell for that before.
Man, if you get a better guard, you know what you're doing? You're taking your high-powered Zulu Gustavo and you putting a 44-inch goddamn scope on that mug with an automated sensor with a seat cushion that you can just sit and you just push the button and it just go like this. Look at the target just go like this, boss.
Guard though, like again, I think I would rather Connor Williams continue to develop.
No, I mean I'm just saying. These are all hypotheticals.
Yeah, it's hypothetical, so it's like
Could you imagine with Ramczyk there? Could you imagine with Ramczyk? He was available too. Ryan Ramczyk was available from the Saints. He was there.
He was. He was available, and he had a top 10 grade as well.
Who did we draft?
All of into the 20s, bro. True story. I remember he went to the Saints, and the first thing I did was text my Saints friend and said, "Well, y'all got to steal. Y'all got a super steal." Because I was like, "How is he still sitting there?"
Yeah, and the dope thing about him over Quentin, the Quentin kid from the Colts is, man, they had to pay for him. Freaking Saints just sat there and let him fall.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
and he's one of the best in the NFL. But that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine
he kept J.J. Watt all the way in check. Bro.
Yep,
facts.
As a rookie.
No, he wasn't a rookie. He like on his third.
No, I'm saying as a rookie.
Oh, I didn't see that game, but I saw this previous game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, with J.J. Watt going up against him, and bruh, J.J. Watt didn't even have a chance with Ryan.
And you know the crazy thing about it is, it's like Ramczyk is one of those guys that when you look at that draft, that's what I'm scared of when I look at this draft right here. Is a guy like Ramczyk who we now have to face. We've now had to face this guy twice now. Because we faced him last year, we're going to have to face him this year. And guess what? When Drew Brees come back and they make it into their wild card, we're going to face that dude that there.
But, going back to our line, it's a great while back. The good news?
It is.
It's yes and no. Because guess what? They still improving in some areas. Because game one, that run blocking wasn't the business. Game two, it was much better, but they can improve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and when they get in a real rhythm, like when they really gel together, and who knows, I just pray that the longer Frederick is going away from that disease diagnosis, the better he may become. What if Frederick is all the way back to all-pro Frederick by week 17?
Then the only thing that's holding him back is Connor Williams, man, because I'm telling you, that the only thing, because think about this. A lot of people don't know this about the offensive line, right? Or part of the reason why Tyron Smith wasn't as good last year is because he has to worry about his man. And then he also has to worry about Connor Williams' man too. Why? Because it doesn't count if he just kills his man, but he's getting killed and he's getting sacked. So there was never a time where we could have a leg up on the competition by having a T. Smith. T. Smith is always having to work his man and work his man. So imagine when you get in a situation where everybody can hold their own. That's the weak link. And then think about this.
See, what you saying is you want to kind of plug and play guard. You want a guy that was just like, we going to come in day one and he's going to be dominating.
Somebody said that's why we drafted Connor McGruin. Oh, my God. Please, no. Connor McGruin was drafted to play tackle.
Man, I think we drafted Connor McGruin because we was uncertain about Fredericks.
Yeah, that's the tackle and center.
Yeah, because he played center and guard in college. So, no, I think that was an insurance pick. And Will McClay himself actually said it, because at first they used it to put fire under Liel.
Yeah,
right?
they tried to say they were basically drafting him to replace Lyle Collins.
Yeah, so they was trying to put a fire under Liel. That's why they originally said it. But then Will McClay actually went on the show talking Cowboys and said what really happened. And what really happened was that he was insurance because he didn't know what was going to really happen with Fredericks, right? And so they want to make sure, God forbid, because remember, Fredericks at that point of the year didn't even know if his condition was permanent. Remember, he had to go to the doctor to figure out if his condition was even permanent and did he suffer permanent damage. Mm-hmm. So obviously we looking in hindsight now. In hindsight, it's 2020, and we know Frederick is okay now. And thank God, because actually it takes generally 2 years to kind of get over his condition, but he did it in 1. Right. So the insurance pick was because they was being precautious of how that disease usually kind of takes to really get you to kind of come back from it. So let's not overstate really what
And
he
guess
was.
what? That's
really
why they
right
have
now-
no reason. That's why they have no qualm about inactivating him for the whole season too. They have no problem.
Yeah, it's no. And then right
But then,
now, let's
yeah.
just be honest. He's a waste right now.
Pretty
because
much.
the whole offensive line is paid.
It's paid, and they're playing.
Yeah, they paid up to 2023 at the worst, and most of them paid up to 2024.
Yeah.
So we looking at another 4 years of most of our
So
offensive
exactly.
line.
So why? So honestly, like this league. That's oh my god, boss. I love doing shows with you, man, because that is a phenomenal point. And think about this. Zach Martin. What record does Zach Martin have that Travis Fredericks had? They don't miss games. They don't miss
We
games.
said that at the same time. You know, it's about knowing your team. you
Yeah,
know?
they don't miss games. So since
Yeah,
they don't miss games, when is the third round pick? Remember, third round pick, Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup. Think about Michael Gallup every time you say third round pick. So think about this. When is this third round pick going to actually play? Because you're not going to take Travis Frederick out to inch. This is not a safety. This is not a corner. You don't do rotation with your line, with your offensive line. You don't do that. So when is he gonna play? So I said, man, this whole draft was a draft full of backups, man. And I'm okay with this is the thing. I'm okay with a draft full of backups, but don't sell it as something else, man.
Yeah, because I ain't buying it. You know what I mean? Because I'm just not that type of guy. You know, it's like, because see, people was mad at me and they was mad at West Coast because from the beginning we was scratching our head at it like, what was that?
What was that?
Like, especially like what was on the board.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, if you just look at the picks alone, they good picks, right? But if you compare the picks like with what was available, you have to scratch your head.
I mean, you got
That's why
guys
y'all
starting
think
right now.
the whole year. Like, so a lot of people, they like to get on the show during the season because that's when everything seems to be going on. But really, you want to be right after the season when we start talking about free agents that's available, drafts that's available, so that you know, kind of like, okay, when we make a pick, don't be that person that's like, I like that pick, and then don't know anything else about it. You know what I mean? It's like, know everything so that you can say, okay, we just passed up on KD Metcalf and Adderley and Thornhill.
Who are all starting.
And we did that for Tristan
And
Hill.
Arcega-Whiteside balling too.
And he had a 4th round grade by our own
Balling.
specialist, Dane Bugler. Dane himself had a 4th round grade on him.
Hey, boss, can I say something to you real quick? You know something? Did you notice something? All our work paid off though, because I watch a lot of these games and there are so many players on different teams that I know and recognize, and I'm lightweight proud of myself.
Oh yeah, just like the linebacker for, and we already talked about that, but the linebacker for the Redskins, we was high on him.
55.
Yeah, and we was high on
He
him
nice.
because of Buddha.
He
Buddha
nice.
sent me that one. Buddha was like, check him
Buddha
out.
badass.
Yeah, Buddha, the draft head so far this year, like the person who should get it, like if it's the trophy.
That's my
draft
bookie too.
head,
I ain't want no money, but it's all good. I still love you, Buddha.
Yeah, Buddha know the game. Like when it come to me, like we need to do more work with Buddha in the offseason because obviously he got a good eye for it. Because matter of fact, a lot of Buddha picks was actually on our team too. Like Buddha sent me our running back that we have now.
Weber.
Not Weber.
Tony Pollard.
Pollard. You know what I mean? I was high on Weber, you know. But so anyway, not talking about Buddha. I don't care about him right now.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, the Steelers, that's a weird move for the Steelers to give up their 1st round draft pick, especially with your quarterback going down. That means there's a really good chance you could have just given the you could have just given Miami a top 10 pick if you don't win a certain amount of games. Like that's weird, man.
Yeah, I'm done.
Especially
I'm
for a defensive player, that's weird, man.
Yeah,
Whatever.
and I'm glad he went to Pittsburgh, so he not gonna really make any difference.
Nope, because they gonna be on a team that ain't gonna really, you know what I'm saying? But he's a Pittsburgh type of dude. All that versatility, so it makes sense on that standpoint.
Totally.
All right, D-line ain't so hot, man. We gotta we've been on here. Oh, we only been on here an hour. We still cracking.
Let's go to Dak Monday because we're gonna miss that one again if you don't mind.
Nah, we just hit D-line ain't up. We hit it real quick.
D-line not so hot. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, so man, we kind of talked about this already, but I just want to give you guys kind of like a real quick conversation piece on why we feel this defensive line isn't. I mean, I think they're actually playing up to standard. To be honest with you, I just think it's early in the season. If you go look at the statistical stats, man, the running backs all under 50 yards, wide receivers all under 50 yards. That means you're getting pressure. And if you look at this actual game, even though DeMarcus Lawrence did not register a tackle or a sack in this game at all, he was very, 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 very active. You know what I'm saying? And it was like very, very active, like you to the point where you would have thought that D-Law actually would have gotten a sack. You know what I'm saying? So I asked you this question earlier. I just want to go back over it real quick, man. What do you think what do the Cowboys need to do, man, to kind of adapt to these teams that are just getting the ball out quicker, man? You know what I'm saying? They're not even getting an opportunity to even get upfield to get the ball because they're one stepping in and getting the ball out.
A couple of things. First of all, it's going to be running coverages that make it harder for a quarterback to throw. And generally, that's when you bumping and running with these receivers, and especially you're able to challenge them and win those matchups. Because if you're able to do that, they can't just kind of like do what we was doing against the Giants, where we was kind of, faking that play action and then running a slant, right? If somebody in your hip, it's going to be hard for you to kind of get that ball out. You might hesitate. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but if you run in zones and people able to kind of recognize it with the quarterback, they're able to pick that stuff apart, So that's one thing I think you can do, Another thing you have to do is you have to kind of win the running game. You have to stop the run. You have to put, in my opinion,
it's one of the best things about the National Football
in a position to where they have to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
and not just quick stuff to where it's the chains are kind of down the field to where you're not just trying to get the ball out. You have to actually wait till they get to a certain milestone. And so the way that you do that is stopping the run. So if we can stop the run and make it like 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, then that's going to help help us against quarterbacks that's trying to get the ball out, So it's all about, to me, winning on first down on the run, and especially being aggressive with the athletes that you have. That also makes it more important why you want a Jordan Lewis in the slot, because the person that's losing a lot of times on those matchups is actually Anthony Brown. So the better cover person is Lewis. So if you have a better cover person in the slot, that's also going to make it better for our defense to help us with quarterbacks that like to get the ball out. And then another thing, frankly, is you need better athletes on the field. Like this tackle thing that we pull is one of the main reasons why we don't have pass rush. Yeah. You don't have the person that was doing the best in preseason not play. That's our bad. That's our fault. So what we really have to do is we have to wait on Quinn, and we also have to wait on a miracle to where Goodell might just kind of jump out the bed one day and say, I'm tired of being on Dallas' neck. I'm going to go ahead and reinstate Gregory, because we also need pass rush from that right side, because that's what's messing everything up. Because that's why we have right now Crawford out of position. We all thought Crawford wasn't playing DN this year. Why? We said we got Quinn and we got Taco. But guess what? He is. Why? Because there's no right defensive end, So once that stabilizes, I think that's going to stabilize everything. And remember, we said it on this show. It's going to be the stabilization of that right defensive end and getting pressure on that side that's going to make that pass rush become the hot balls all over again.
Yeah, and that's what in the rotation. The rotation is key, man. And like at the same time, you don't want too much. Like when I see DeMarcus Lawrence on the opposite side and I see Dorrance Armstrong, like that doesn't make no sense. Like I love Dorrance Armstrong, but why is D-Law on the opposite side so that Dorrance Armstrong can rush the left? That makes no sense to me. You just get this dude $30 million. Allow him to feel, and you know what I'm saying? Like there should never be a time where D-Law registers no sacks or no tackles. But I also think that the Dallas Cowboy defense got to help yourself by, man, you just paid this dude all this money, man, accommodate. Especially when he is the best person on your defense. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the rotation is ridiculous. Then you had Kerry Hyder. You had my boy Kerry Hyder playing defensive end. Like, I was tripping for a minute. Like, wait, time out. Who the hell is 51? like, literally, I had one of those moments like, why is he rushing the quarterback? What is going on? Like, who the hell, who got into this? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, don't start with all this funny business, man. And at the same time, I'm not about to be all extra out and thinking Quinn about to come in and just be ooey-ooey. Like, his legs should be good, and D-Law challenged the hell out of him. But you got to remember, that dude broke his hand, so that means when he actually put his hand on somebody, how that's going to feel. And he been suspended, so he ain't been around the team. So I don't know, man. I feel like the best thing, right? I think I would have actually more confidence right now in Taco playing and rushing the quarterback than Robert Quinn right now.
I feel real good about Quinn because remember Quinn.
But I'm just saying, between the two of them, though, who would you feel more comfortable rushing the quarterback?
Quinn.
I'm sorry, I'm giving it Taco.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Quinn's worst year was Gregory's best year.
Yeah, but I get that. But you're thinking about what they can. I get that, but that's over.
Worst year.
That's over career. But I'm saying playing a game in 3 days, 4 days.
I'm talking about last year. Quinn last year on a losing team with a losing coach.
Yeah, but
right?
but listen to what I'm saying. That's with him being on the same team. That's with him not being suspended. That's with him playing in the first game from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I over a 16-game series, yes, I'll take Robert Quinn. But I'm saying right now, like to help our pass rush right now, Robert Quinn's available, Taco's available. I'm taking Taco. Like
I'm taking Quinn, and this is the other reason I'm taking Quinn because Taco is publicly insulted. He's demotivated. He don't want to be here. He's trying to get out of here, and I don't want a demotivated player over Quinn. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's like that to where if you doubt him publicly, he go prove you wrong. But I don't see that in Taco. I see Taco as a type that's like, just get me out of here, and I'm not gonna give this team my best. So it's like different reasons and I can see where you could be right, but I also can see where I can be right in terms of where I would take Quinn over Taco right now.
Yeah, and somebody said that Quinn was practicing with suspended. I don't see how that's possible because when you're not able, there's no way he was practicing while he was suspended. Not in the regular season, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, that's a major violation.
Yeah, but and then it's a hypothetical debate that nobody's going to win right now. You know what I mean? It's going to really have to be settled on the field.
Yep.
And it's going to really come down to where when Taco is finally traded, then we'll just take a measurement at the end of the season and say which one was better once they hit the field. But as of right now, you know, we'll just disagree on that, but that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm taking Taco, man. I mean, the only thing that's stopping, because you got to think Taco's still practicing every day. Robert Quinn's not practicing with the Cowboys every day. Like, only thing Taco's not doing is getting on the plane and going to the game. Or going to AT&T game. And he's still going there on those because he was at the game on Sunday. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, Quinn's. Yeah. I mean, but hey.
This debate to be settled at the end of the year, you know.
Shoot, hopefully we can settle it this week.
I would hope so because it would be a beautiful thing. Right?
Miami is, and then my thing is this, boss. Miami is the type of game where you should not have a fear of playing Taco Charleston. Like, come on, they've given up 100 points. 100 points.
And all things can be forgiven, brother. All things can be forgiven. You know what I mean?
I mean, Zeke proved that.
People do it all the time in politics, man. They'll be slanging all kind of mud at each other. But then when it's time to go against the Democrats going against the Republicans, them same people you was talking, saying little hand Marco and this like that, they now your best friend when you're trying to get a bill done. You know what I mean? Yeah. So really anybody can forgive for the bigger picture if they big enough to do it. You know, and so it's gonna really take both sides to do it. It's gonna take Taco to forgive if we decide to play him, and it's gonna take us to get over it if we decide to play him. Like, and I'm just honestly sick of the Dallas Cowboys putting so much stock in personality and not enough stock in play. And that's what it is. I mean, that's what it clearly seems to be. To where if you don't have the right personality, because even Will McClay, again, said himself, he now learned that he has to pick the players with the right personality. He used to just pick the ballers, but now he know, okay, if I pick a baller with the wrong personality, they won't play here. They won't play here. And he said he learned that. So that's why we brought in even the safety from Florida. I forgot his name, but, you know, they said they didn't like how he interviewed. He was a little bit too cocky. He probably had too much swag. You know what I mean?
College or free agent?
College. I forgot his name, though. But we brought him in. He had a 30 visit this year. And he was available round 4.
Savage?
No. Savage went in the first round.
Okay.
Man, I forget his name. Chauncey Gardner. You remember him now. Chauncey Gardner. So we brought in Chauncey Gardner as a 30 visit. A 30 visit. And he was available in the 4th round and I think in the 5th. And we said, nope. Over personality, brother. And, you know, that's just how we roll now.
Belichick say, man, I don't give a damn about that. You can shut up and catch footballs. All right, then come shut up and catch
Belichick
football.
Don't give one damn about that. Only thing Belichick wants is, can you play football? Do you love football? And when you do it our way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But all this, you got to have the right personality. Like, matter of fact, he loved, what was the safety that's an analyst like right now? I forgot his name. I'm forgetting everybody's name.
Oh my God.
He would do a late night show. Harrison.
Yeah, Rodney Harrison.
Harrison used to fight everybody and get into it with Brady. They used to have cussing matches right there in practice. You know what Brady said? I mean, Belichick, I loved it. No, that wouldn't be tolerated here. You couldn't get into it with Witten here. You're gone. You're out of here like T.O. was. You know what I mean? You couldn't be fighting people like Harrison was. No, Belichick said, I love that because it brought an edge to our team. That's what he said. Yeah. You know what I mean? He said, I like that. We need that. You know? So it's a different mentality when you put football first over personality.
Yeah. So, I mean, man, so what we're saying is, man, let's get ourselves a solid rotation. Let's stop playing around. Get Taco in there. Get him some rotation. This Miami game they didn't give up 100 points, man. The Dallas Cowboys, they should be 150. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this thing going. Yeah. And this is a good game to get some film on Taco. The last subject before we get up out of here, man, we're going to talk about Dak Prescott's money for a little bit, man. And basically the lack thereof. Dak ain't got paid. He don't seem like he tripping if he get paid. To be honest with you, if he don't get the max deal of what he want, I'm not tripping no more. Because if Dak don't want the money, I'm not tripping if he ain't tripping on not getting it. I just think it's weird that this boy out here setting all these dang records, and then after you have one of probably the best 2-game series of your life, gonna come out there and say, I'm not worried about being the highest paid quarterback. Like, even if you're not worried, why do you have to say it, Dak? Why do you have to say it? Like, if I'm another quarterback, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm texting you immediately. Like, Dak, shut up. Yep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shut up. You were doing too much. You're going to get the money anyway. You don't have to keep playing this role. I'm the good guy. You can be a bad guy. If you play, look, let me tell you here, Dak. You can be Antonio Brown. Playing the way you playing, you still getting the bag. You still getting the money. Bruh, it don't make no sense, man. But hey, you taking all the risk and not reaping any of the rewards because you have a team, the Dallas Cowboys, who I believe are probably still not trying to offer you anywhere of where you want to be at. And think about this: Carson Wentz threw 2 interceptions on his way to. Did they win yesterday? They did win.
No.
They lost?
Yes.
They sure did. He did throw them 2 interceptions. They still lost. And he got hurt again. Had to come out and then come back in. Whatever. He got paid. Jared Goff is what? They 2-0? They 2-0.
Yeah,
but,
they won.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, man, you go look at the stats, man. Dak is outplaying all 2 of them dudes, man. At the same time, making $2 million.
All 2 of them dudes.
It's already. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Like,
Yeah,
you go look at them. Go ahead.
This good boy stuff that Dak is doing. It's like, I get it, Dak. You want the crowd to love you. Because that's the only reason you'll pull some mess like that is you tired of your name kind of being muddy. But my pastor said this a long time ago, and he got it from Jerry Lewis. For those who believe in you, have your back, and know that you are who we believe you are, there is no apology necessary, or there is no good guy role necessary. We already know who you are. For people that doubt you, hate you, don't believe in you, and wish Romo was still the quarterback, there's nothing yet you can do that's going to suffice them, Dak. So it was no need for you to go out there and tell our team, after they publicly mudded your name the whole offseason, that you're ready to give them a friendly deal. You killed all your agents' work with that. Now, this is the only thing that's kind of smart about that. Because, see, Jerry and them was able to get the fan base to believe that Dak actually asked for $40 million. So what he's doing with that is countering and saying, no, I don't want $40 million. I just want to be up there with the best. You know what I mean? You know, and that's the counter to that. Because, see, anybody that believes that have never even ever looked at the market. Not at all. Now, West Coast has. I have. I know for a fact that Dak did not ask for no $5 million over the top market value in average per year.
That's an automatic no.
Highest ever. That would have been the highest ask ever. Because even the highest hike in the last 4 years was only Aaron Rodgers, and it was only 3.5 over Matt Ryan. So y'all believe, do y'all really believe Dak saw the highest paid at 35 and said, I want $5 million more than that? No, that did not happen. So that was a Dallas Cowboy leak to sour his name. And what I think the message that he was sending was this: Dallas, y'all don't have to pay me 35, but you have to pay me over Goff and over Wentz. I'm not trying to be the highest paid, but I'm trying to be respected. Let's close this out. I think that's what he was really trying to say through code. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you go out there and kill your leverage, this is the worst thing about him saying that too. Right now, he's an MVP candidate by certain people. They already starting to put it out there. The 5 leading candidates for MVP after week 2, they said Dak, Lamar, Brady, and Mahomes. So you have MVP leverage behind your name. You have the hottest streak right now. And then you go back and tell Dallas, I want to be friendly. And then this is the worst part about it. All you got to go do is go look at Dallas projected cap space, and you'll see that they sitting on about $85 to $86 million going into next year. So it's not going to even hurt them almost at all to sign Dak. They like West Coast said earlier in the show, most of the main players are already signed. And when they sign Cooper, he will be cap relief this year. He will actually cause the cap to go down.
Yeah, because he's counting $13.9 million against your cap right now.
Yeah.
So when you sign him, you're going to get relief.
So Dak to me is signaling the signal. Let's close this out. I'm trying to be nice about this. I don't want to be Russell Wilson in average per year at 35. Just pay me slightly above Goff. Give me a higher total guarantee, right? Which makes sense for Dak because he's durable, right? It don't make sense to pay Wentz a total guarantee of what they did because they paid him $107.9 million total guarantee, and he's injury prone. That's just dumb. But if you look at Dak, Dak was top 3 all-time in SEC snaps as a running quarterback taking hits from Alabama. The man is durable. Yeah. Then you go into the league, and he still has never missed a game. So that type of player, you should sign a total guarantee to and not even blink because the track record says this man don't get hurt. It's certain guys, they just don't get hurt. Like beast mode. I don't care. It's something about beast mode. He can eat Skittles. He can drink soda. He don't have no muscle on his body. If you look at him with his shirt off, the man don't get hurt. God just blessed his genetics. It's certain people that's just built with strong bones. And then you got people like Wentz. He got hit in the ribs with big old rib protectors on. Had to go in the tent. Yeah. They had to shoot him up with a needle. And then he finally came back. So, yeah, I mean, Dak got way too much leverage to give it away. But like you said, if he wanted to give it away, cool.
Yep. I think Dak is going to come in around $112 million. $2 million more than Jared Goff. You
on the total guarantee. Yeah. And he trying to close it out. Yeah, and they should close it out. For Jerry and them not to close it out right now, it's almost like they trying to save face in the public, you know, because they made that public statement. We are damn sure not making, they didn't say damn sure, we're for surely not making none of these players market setters.
Oh, we already know that's a lie, though, because they said that and did it.
Yeah, you did it with Zeke, you did it with Zach Martin, you did it with Frederick. So you do market setting deals. So let's stop this front like Dallas Cowboys just don't do market setting deals because we're the brand that you should be happy that you're playing for this brand because this brand alone is just going to make you rich because you once had a star in your helmet.
Hey, I wonder what happened to all those folks that said, "Oh, I love the way the Cowboys are doing business, not setting their players, giving their players all this money that they're asking." And they said, "Oh, I love the way they're doing business." So what did they say under their breath when they did it, though?
I mean, they
feed Zeke. They said feed Zeke. That's all they said.
Yeah, they tried to move on like they didn't look like because you know the Cowboys really put a lot of egg on their own face. Mm-hmm. All this public big old talk. Mm-hmm. And then you end up paying Zeke anyway a market-setting contract.
Yep.
And then
I told y'all they was gonna pay him.
Then they try to justify by doing all this old crazy mad by taking a rookie contract, dividing it against a new contract to say, but in reality, it's still a bill contract, you know, because in reality, if you divide it by 6 and you carried in one and then you divide it by another. Come on, stop. His contract is market setting and number one all time. So just stop, man.
He did exactly. He's the highest paid running back ever. He runs.
Right. He's the highest paid, and his contract, looking at the extension by itself, not doing all this old funny math that everybody want to do. If you add in the 5th-year contract and plus this year divided by 6, the Cowboys really got over on them. You wish. Because if they really did, they wouldn't have offered him the Bell contract extension in the first place.
Exactly.
They went up, so meaning they lost. All that public talk that they was doing. Like, let's think about all the stuff they said. You don't really see a league leading rusher winning Super Bowls.
I mean, he said we don't need a lead rusher in Super Bowl. And
then
he said, remember what he said, we're okay with Zeke coming back and making sure he's healthy for the playoffs. I'm like, what, Jerry? You just talking all type of reckless.
I mean, talking big on your best players. And then, like you said, they supposed to keep on keeping on, right? They supposed to take all that public embarrassment and all that stuff that you did to their name and hurt their brand. Because right now, it's people that's still mad at Zeke. It's people still mad at Zeke. I saw somebody say, I hope Zeke break his legs after he got paid.
Yeah, I slapped that person.
But when you're an ignorant fan, and ignorant only means you don't know. That don't mean you're dumb.
I mean you're dumb too.
No, ignorant means that the definition of ignorance means not knowing.
Oh, I know what the definition is, but you dumb as hell.
I'm not calling people dumb. I'm saying when you ignorant to the devices and the games that the Joneses play, then you'll fall for it and you'll be mad at the wrong person when you really should be pointing right at them. Because the person to really blame for Dak is the Joneses, because I know the history, because I write about this stuff and I know exactly what happened. In April, the key time they should have signed Dak was April. And April was when Wentz's back was still hurting. And he was saying out his own mouth, I don't know when I'm going to play, and hopefully I'm going to be ready for OTAs.
Yeah.
And at that same period, Steven said April 4th, Dak must, not should, or hopefully he does. He said must take a team-friendly deal. If they would have went ahead and respected him and paid him market-setting contract then, they would have closed him out for $30 million easy. Mm-hmm. And they would have got him a lower guarantee, and they could have did it in an extension to where going forward it still would have still been around 16% of the cap.
That's true.
But what they decided to do out of their own egos was try to do what 10 franchise quarterbacks before Dak didn't do. So you telling Dak to do what Garoppolo didn't do? You telling him to do what Carr didn't do? What Luck didn't do? What Kirk didn't do? With all these quarterbacks that Dak has beat, he 4-0 on Kirk. And he took a record-breaking market-setting contract. But you saying, Dak, even though you outperformed all those guys, because you're a Dallas Cowboy and because we said so, you must. And then you saying you must in public like he a little boy.
Yeah.
So when you do business like that, I'm not blaming Dak Nim. I'm not blaming Zeke. I'm not blaming Coop. I'm blaming y'all. Yep. Because y'all the ones tried to get these guys who deserve contracts to do what no other person does. Take under what they deserve.
For no reason, too. That's the biggest part. For no reason.
Sitting on the money.
Because we ain't even going to go get Jalen Ramsey. So why are we doing it? Why I got to take less money?
Yeah. Oh, y'all go get Jalen? No. Like you said, no. No. And what did y'all do when I was paying $600,000? So all this talk about you need to take a friendly deal so we can build around you. Well, right now it looked like everybody paid but me. So it looked like the team already built to me. So it looked like y'all was still just talking. You know what I mean? Because you played Jalen, you played Liel, you played Zeke, you paid everybody but me and Cooper, the good guys, the guys who came to training camp.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when we talking about Dak money, I want to challenge anybody to go look at the historicals. I already did. You can go to my page. It's already on there. Go to Boss Cowboy page on Facebook. I have the last 10 quarterbacks broken down. And I have another one with the last 14. The dates in which they signed. You will not see one quarterback that was signed during the season. Not one. That's the disrespect we're doing to a guy that's the MVP candidate right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and the thing about it is, if you want to say it's disrespectful, but it's like at the same time, it's like it's only disrespectful if he's fighting it. But if he ain't fighting it, then
Yeah, and I
it's
can't see. Yeah, I can't fight you on that, West Coast.
like them dudes that like them. You know, his lady be slapping them
Yeah,
all in the head and slapping them all in the face. I
yeah.
be looking at him
Good
like, bro,
point,
you
bro.
tripping like a mud. But hey, he
Yeah,
may like it on the low.
right.
I'm gonna keep let me mind my own business. You know what I'm saying? He may like getting slapped all in the face and talked to all loud in
Yeah.
front of his friends. I don't know. I don't like that, but you know,
Me, I can't fight you on that one, man.
he might like that.
Because how Dak is fighting back, especially when President says the way that you get paid in Dallas is you got to play tough. Like Zeke, I mean, Tank was first because he said, you know what, I'm not playing. I'm not having surgery until you sign me. Who will sign first? So guess what?
Yeah.
They said, Then Zeke said, you know that plane that's going to Oxnard? Y'all expect me to be on it?
Nope.
I'm actually flying to Mexico right now. And guess who got paid? The guy that's out there kissing babies. The guy that's out there at practice.
No, the person
that
went to
played
Mexico.
all the preseasons.
No,
the guy
the person that went to
record,
Mexico.
The guy that did all of that stuff at practice, and that you said we like our players to be here. That's the guy you still got waiting.
The person that went to Mexico got paid.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, it's one of those things to where if you Dak, you got to just go ahead and toughen up, my man. Because, see, guess what Julio said? And he got paid the next day. Julio said this. He said, I'm ready to play, but I'm not saying I'm going to play.
Mm-hmm.
He said it in a press conference. He put his foot down. And guess what? Delivery, a contract, delivery. Next day, signed. Biggest guarantee ever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Done. Guess what? Because he stood for himself. When you going in the public, I don't want to be the top paid. I just want to be out there. Jerry and them look at you like this. You sucker. You a big sucker. And let me give you one more example. You know who also had to stand up for themselves?
Who?
Romo.
Yep.
Romo. All you got to go do is go look at his story and go look at how Bill Parcells and Jerry Jones tried to do him on his first contract. They put him in a little room that they said that was smaller than a closet, so close that they said all their legs was touching.
Mm-hmm.
This is a true story. West Coast know the story. He gonna just let me tell it. But this is exactly what happened. They ran a big con game on him, and they said, hey, man, we can't let you play today. Because if we let you play, another team go sign you, and we put all this work in you for nothing. We can't let that happen. So we need you to sign this contract right here in a closet without his agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Romo had the nerve and the balls and the nuts as a nobody to say this.
I think I'll wait.
No. This number doesn't show me that you believe in me. Come back with a contract that shows that you have faith in me, and I'll sign it. You know what they did? You know what they did, West Coast?
They pulled out the other contract.
Ooh, how you do that so fast?
You
already had it ready. So you tried to lowball them. And they had a whole big old stunt to do it. And the only thing they respected was Romo toughness. As he looked them dead in their face and said, nope, we're just gonna I won't play. Romo said that as a free agent, nobody. I ain't talking about 12 years this is when nobody knew who Romo was. But Bill Parcells, Jerry Jones. And he stood there by himself flat-footed and said, y'all not finna do me like this. Y'all not finna put me in no closet and make me sign this bare bones trash contract. No. Off intimidation. Give me a better contract or let me go. And they came right back with it. And you know what they said? Wow, look how he handled that. We got us so y'all respect his strength. Y'all, if he would have been a nice guy and signed it, y'all would have said he's a dumbass. But with the fact that he stood for himself, y'all said, I like this guy. That's a quarterback. They said it based on his respect of his own self.
Yeah, so I mean, imagine how they value people who don't respect it.
I can fight on that point, like when you said, if Dak allowed it, then, hey.
He like getting slapped in the mouth when he talk. I don't know. Hey, but man, I love my quarterback, man. I just think he's just playing this one wrong, man.
Yeah, he playing this one wrong, man. It's like, because you got all the leverage now to tell. Because West Coast, I wish you would have been the agent. Because West Coast said this. He said, if I have another game like I did game one, West Coast said, I said I wanted 40. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. You damn right. I said I wanted 40.
Damn right. I said I want 40. I'm an MVP candidate. Damn right. I said.
Yeah, I mean, y'all said Patrick Mahomes was worth 40, and I'm about to kill his stats.
Yeah.
I'm about to devour his stats. So yeah, you're right. And I'm gonna be honest with you too. Like if Dak Prescott, if they do not sign you, like he has to go out there on the open market, man. Like you don't rob yourself of that. And the Dallas Cowboys up here treating Dak Prescott like he this ugly girl that ain't gonna find no date to the prom. So she show up like boom, and then you know what I'm talking about? You gonna be all like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But stuff will happen like that. Like you think it's not I mean, because you gotta think like this. You think the Miami Dolphins are not gonna come in here and take notes of a Dak Prescott, a young quarterback who ain't got paid, and they got two bums on their team? They're gonna pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You think they'll give Dak Prescott $35 million a year? Hell yeah, he would. Because they're going to sell jerseys, if anything. If you don't win no games, you're going to at least sell you some jerseys. Jerry got the best of both worlds and don't want to pay this dude. You made all that money back from Zeke contract, and they laughed, and they said how funny it was. This dude out here fighting for his life, trying to get some money, and you up here going to win all the money back in one day. And you're going to hit the little ball with the little, God dang, Jerry, you was a beast. You was a beast, Jerry. But hey, man, Boss Cowboy, let them know where they can find you at, man.
That boy rich, playing broke, and our fans are having his back. It's crazy. It's amazing. This man's sitting on stupid cash. He made in one day half the salary cap, and our fans are mad at the players.
Yeah, it's the player fault.
And literally, you can go look and see for yourself that they sitting on $80 million next year, saying they don't have money.
Yep.
Just go look at history and see when was the last time we had 80 million projected in cap space.
Never.
Probably 20 years, man. Literally 20 years since we had 80 million. But we over here telling the world we broke, and our fans are saying, we believe you, Jerry. It's those damn players that's greedy. Yeah, you can find me at Boss Cowboy Sports.
Mm-hmm. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy West Coast. You can find me over right here where I'm at. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you tomorrow, man. Tomorrow I come up out of Facebook jail. That means there's going to be a whole bunch of people up in my Facebook feed, my show that ain't never really been here a long time. But I just want to take a time to thank y'all loyal, man. These 30, 40 loyal people that's on Facebook. I always got the loyal 15 on YouTube. I appreciate y'all so much, man, because I already know we got to have a new bunch of people up in here. I'm starting tomorrow night because my feed will be back out there in the regular. My show will be actually getting shown in the feeds. That's why a lot of you guys don't get the alerts right now. But after starting tomorrow, you'll be getting your alerts again. So it's going to be cracking. But I just want to take a time to tell all y'all folks who found ways to find the feed, man, that I truly, duly appreciate you guys, all right? And you guys already know what it is. I'll see you in the morning. Never look down because the stars up.